Nature can be a harsh place, where strong animals hunt and the weak often become food. But sometimes, it's not the predator that's the problem. It's the prey. Some animals don't just survive attacks. They make sure predators regret ever trying. They can be poisonous, taste awful, blend perfectly into their surroundings, or even explode parts of their body to escape. These creatures flip the natural order, making themselves dangerous meals that no predator wants to risk eating. If you think predators always win, think again. Here's one such example. The Komodo dragon is like a living dinosaur, powerful and confident. As the largest lizard in the world, it can grow up to 3 meters long and weigh around 75 kilograms. First documented by Western scientists in 1910 on the islands of Komodo and nearby parts of Indonesia, these reptiles have fascinated people for decades. They originated in Australia millions of years ago before moving to Indonesia. Komodo dragons are skilled hunters with sharp teeth, venom, and an incredible sense of smell. They eat both live prey and carrion, and they can even reproduce without a male through a process called parthenogenesis. They live up to 50 years, but they also have a dark side. They're cannibals, and less than 10% of baby Komodo dragons survive to adulthood because many are eaten by adults. But even a predator this fierce can have a bad day. On this occasion, a Komodo dragon encountered an unusual opponent, a moray eel. These eels are long, snake-like fish with razor-sharp teeth and unique extra set of jaws inside their throats to help them feed. Unlike electric eels, moray eels don't shock their prey, but they are dangerous hunters in their own right. They also have a toxic mucus coating on their skin, which can make predators very sick or even kill them. The Komodo dragon crept along the shoreline in search of food and spotted a stranded moray eel. It looked like an easy meal. The dragon sniffed it, nudged it, and then took a bite. The taste was strange, but hunger won over caution, and after a few more bites, the dragon swallowed the eel whole. Moments later, something went horribly wrong. The dragon began vomiting violently, eventually spitting out the entire eel, still whole. The toxic mucus had done its job. The mighty predator walked away in defeat. No meal, no victory, and a very sore ego. Another story shows that even large predators like lions can be surprised. Lionesses are skilled hunters, often working in groups to take down zebras, wildebeests, or buffalo. Hunting alone, their success rate drops to only about 15 to 25%. Zebras, on the other hand, may seem like gentle plant eaters, but they're tougher than they look. They live in areas filled with dangerous predators, so they've developed sharp senses, quick reflexes, and powerful legs for running or kicking. There are 3 types of zebras: plains, mountain, and grevy's. The grevy's zebra is the largest, weighing as much as a grand piano. Zebras communicate with snorts, calls, and even ear movements to signal danger to each other. But despite all this, they're still a favorite meal for lions. In one rare sighting, a lioness stalked a mixed herd of wildebeests and zebras. As soon as the herd saw her, they bolted, but her focus was already set on a young zebra. The baby tried to run, but it wasn't fast enough. The lioness lunged, clamping her jaws around it. The young zebra struggled, but escape seemed impossible, until something unexpected happened. Before the lioness could enjoy her victory, something incredible happened. The mother zebra came charging back with fearless determination, unwilling to let her baby go without a fight. In a split second, she delivered a powerful kick straight to the lioness's face. A zebra's kick can be deadly. It can hit with as much as 3,000 pounds of force. In the wild, if you corner a zebra, it won't just run. It will bite, kick, and fight with everything it has to survive. The blow stunned the lioness. Dazed and momentarily confused, she loosened her grip, giving the baby zebra just enough time to scramble away to safety beside its mother. The lioness could only stand there, defeated, watching her hard-earned meal escape. This was no ordinary survival story. It was a display of pure courage and the unbreakable bond between mother and child. In the wild, instincts usually decide who lives and who dies, but sometimes courage takes over and changes the ending. This was more than a battle. It was a mother's war cry. And it's a reminder. Never underestimate the power of a mother protecting her young. Now, let's move to another dramatic scene. Buffalo versus lions. Some say miracles are only for humans, but in the wild, they happen too. This is the story of a buffalo that survived what seemed like certain death. The lions had spotted a massive herd of buffalo and made their move. Even lions know a charging buffalo herd is dangerous. But in the chaos, a young buffalo calf became separated from the group. Surrounded by hungry lions, it had no hope. The lions closed in, ready for their kill. Then, an unexpected twist, another lioness from a different pride appeared, hoping to steal a share of the meal. Her arrival sparked anger in one of the hunting pride's lionesses, who charged at the intruder. A male lion tried to break it up, but tensions were too high. Soon, the fight escalated into a full-on brawl, with more lions joining in. In the confusion, the injured buffalo saw its only chance. Summoning the last of its strength, it got up and made a desperate run for the safety of its herd. Against all odds, it made it. It was a survival that defied logic, a reminder that in nature, timing and luck can sometimes be more powerful than strength. When predators turn on each other, even prey can walk away alive. Out here, miracles don't wait for permission, they just happen. Still watching? Let's dive into our next wild showdown. Wildebeest versus lions. Lionesses are strategic hunters, often working together to trap prey. One will drive the target straight into the waiting jaws of others, making their hunts highly successful. During the Great Wildebeest Migration, millions of these animals move through lion territory, making them easy targets. But even then, things don't always go as planned. Sometimes, the prey fights back, or outsmarts the predator entirely. Every year, around 2 million animals take part in a migration that covers nearly 2,000 miles. But in today's chase, the target wasn't just fast, it was determined to survive. A lone wildebeest found itself with a lioness close on its heels and 2 more waiting in ambush up ahead. The lions thought the hunt was already won, but they were wrong. With adrenaline pumping, the wildebeest didn't slow down or turn back. Instead, it pushed its body to the limit, launching itself high into the air and leaping clean over the 2 lionesses lying in wait. This was no lucky move. It was pure instinct. Wildebeests are known for leaping up to 10 feet when crossing rivers, and in this moment, that skill became a lifesaver. Still, the chase wasn't over. The lionesses, surprised but determined, kept running after their prey. 2 more lions joined in, turning the pursuit into an all-or-nothing sprint across the plains. Then, ahead of the wildebeest, another ambush appeared. But this time, instead of leaping, it sharply changed direction and splashed through a shallow pool. Before the lions could react, it was gone, vanishing to safety on the other side. Once again, the lions had been outsmarted. This lone wildebeest proved that even when the odds are stacked high, quick thinking and agility can turn the hunted into the hero. On the African plains, it's often the unexpected that wins. In another intense encounter, a hungry lion targeted a buffalo calf, thinking it had found an easy meal. But buffaloes are far from defenseless, especially when protecting their young. They are massive, horned, powerful animals that move in herds for safety, and they are fiercely protective. As the lion went in for the attack, an adult buffalo, likely the calf's parent, charged forward with deadly force. Lowering its horns, it slammed into the lion, sending it flying into the air. The commotion alerted the rest of the herd, which charged toward the lions in a thundering stampede. Most of the predators scattered, but the one that had attacked stayed behind and paid the price. Again and again, the adult buffalo rammed the lion with relentless power, refusing to back off even when the predator was down. Bruised, exhausted, and humiliated, the lion could do nothing but lie there, the fight gone from its body. For the buffalo herd, this was more than just defense. It was a declaration: attack one of us, and you take on us all. Far away in South America, a guanaco, a wild relative of the llama, faced its own fight for survival. These swift animals can run up to 60 kilometers per hour, but their predator, the puma, can reach speeds of 80 kilometers per hour. Normally, that speed advantage means a puma almost always wins. But this time, fate tilted in the guanaco's favor. A solitary hunter, the puma had cubs to feed and couldn't afford to fail. Spotting the guanaco, she stalked and then launched herself in a powerful leap, sinking her claws into its side. A violent struggle followed, but the guanaco wasn't ready to give up. With a sudden burst of strength, it broke free and struck back with a powerful kick that stunned the puma long enough to make its escape. The puma lay on the ground, bruised, hungry, and humiliated, her cubs watching silently nearby. They wanted to protect their mother, but if she couldn't take down the guanaco, what chance did they have? The guanaco disappeared into the wild, leaving the puma with a wound on her body and a deeper one on her pride. This was the kind of moment that showed just how unpredictable the wild can be. 1 second you're the prey, the next you're the survivor. For this guanaco, speed, strength, and pure determination turned what should have been a tragic end into an inspiring escape. In another part of the wild, a crocodile learned that greed can be dangerous. Elephants are usually calm, gentle giants, but when their young are threatened, they transform into fierce protectors. One day, a crocodile spotted a baby elephant and thought it had found an easy meal. Moving with stealth and sudden speed, it lunged forward, clamping its powerful jaws around the calf's trunk. The baby cried out in pain and struggled desperately, but the crocodile's grip was unyielding, until help arrived. An adult elephant, possibly the matriarch or a strong protective male, charged in like a force of nature. With one powerful stomp, it crushed the crocodile's hold, forcing the predator to release the calf. Humiliated and hurt, the crocodile slid back into the water in defeat. But this wasn't the only time a crocodile made the same mistake. In another encounter, a baby elephant fought back on its own, striking with its trunk and kicking with its legs until it broke free. The crocodile's hunt ended in failure and pain, serving as a brutal reminder: some prey fight back harder than expected. Elsewhere, a rare and brutal battle took place between a honey badger and an injured male leopard. In the wild, injury is not a reason for mercy. It's a weakness others will exploit. Honey badgers are legendary for their toughness, fearlessness, and intelligence. They can survive venomous snake bites, fight off much larger predators, and even use a foul, skunk-like spray to drive enemies away. This honey badger had several chances to retreat, but it stood its ground against the leopard. The big cat thought its size would make the fight easy, but the honey badger refused to give in. Time and again, the leopard slammed it down, only for the badger to rise again and keep fighting. But even the toughest fighters have limits. Bit by bit, the honey badger weakened. Finally, the leopard landed a decisive bite and claimed its victory, though at a greater cost than expected. In the wild, survival is not about being the biggest or the fastest. It's about enduring, adapting, and knowing when to fight. On the African savanna, an impala found itself caught in the jaws of a crocodile. Known for their speed and incredible leaps, impalas often escape predators with quick bursts of agility. But this time, the crocodile's grip was too strong. The impala kicked and struggled for minutes, refusing to give up. At last, it broke free and leapt onto land, racing towards safety. But just as it thought it had escaped, danger struck again. A leopard, hidden in the shadows, pounced on the exhausted impala. In the wild, surviving one predator often means running into another, and there is no guarantee that a narrow escape will lead to freedom. High above, an eagle scanned the ground for prey. Its sharp eyes locked onto a rabbit, and in a heartbeat, it dove with incredible speed, talons stretched forward in a deadly strike. But this rabbit had seen the threat coming and was ready to run for its life. The eagle had a simple plan: strike fast and use its razor-sharp talons to pierce the rabbit's head, neck, or shoulders in one deadly move. But speed alone wasn't enough to beat the rabbit's sharp instincts. Just as the eagle's talons came within inches of landing the fatal blow, the rabbit made a sudden leap to the side, narrowly escaping. The miss left the eagle stunned and crashing into the ground, flying too low to recover in time. Still, it quickly regained its balance and went after the rabbit again, perhaps now chasing not only for food but also to save its pride. In the end, the rabbit's will to survive outmatched the eagle's determination for revenge. This moment proved that survival in the wild is not only about strength or speed, but also about awareness, timing, and an unshakable will to live. Far from the open fields, another unlikely battle took place, a turtle against an alligator. This fight showed that not every victory in nature comes from brute force, aggression, or clever tricks. Sometimes, it's patience and resilience that win. An alligator's bite is one of the most powerful in the animal kingdom, strong enough to snap human bones with ease. It is the predator's most feared weapon, designed to crush prey without mercy. But on Hilton Head Island in South Carolina, that weapon failed, not against lions or large predators, but against a humble turtle. The alligator had a firm grip on the turtle, trying to reposition it for an easy meal. But the turtle's shell, perfected over millions of years of evolution, was nearly unbreakable. No matter how hard the alligator bit down, the shell absorbed the force. Time after time, the predator tried to crush and swallow its prey, only to fail. In the end, the turtle slipped free and calmly walked away, leaving the alligator defeated. Without realizing it, the turtle had sent a powerful message. Sometimes, standing your ground is enough to survive. In another scene from the wild, a leopard came face to face with one of nature's most well-defended animals, the porcupine. Leopards are skilled hunters, using stealth and strength to overpower their prey. But porcupines are covered in sharp quills, which are actually modified hairs made of keratin. The tips of these quills have tiny barbs that make them extremely hard to remove once they pierce skin. Contrary to popular myth, porcupines cannot shoot their quills, but they can skillfully position themselves so their spines are always facing danger. When the leopard attacked, it aimed for the porcupine's face, the only area less protected. But every swipe ended with the leopard yelping in pain as quills jabbed into its paws. Circling the porcupine in frustration, the predator tried several angles, side attacks, frontal charges, but every move was blocked. The porcupine kept turning, ensuring its spiky armor faced the threat at all times. In another similar encounter, a different leopard tried the same approach and met the same fate, wounded paws and a bruised ego. Both predators eventually backed away, leaving the porcupine unharmed. This was a quiet victory, but a victory nonetheless. And then, there was the chase between a cheetah and a gazelle. The cheetah, the fastest land animal on Earth, was hungry and ready to feed itself and its growing cubs. Its incredible speed gave it the upper hand in almost any hunt. On this day, the chosen target was a gazelle, but this hunt wouldn't go as planned. The gazelle was quietly grazing in the open field, unaware that danger was watching from the distance. Suddenly, the cheetah burst into a sprint, and the gazelle took off, running for its life. But there was no outrunning the fastest land animal. Within seconds, the cheetah caught up, pounced, and grabbed hold of it. The gazelle refused to give in, pushing forward even as the cheetah bit and clawed at it. The struggle was fierce, and just when things looked hopeless, more cheetahs joined the chase. Instead of running, the gazelle made a daring choice. It fought back. With a powerful twist, it broke free from the cheetah's grip and immediately went on the attack. Lowering its head, it rammed its sharp horns into the predator, thrusting again and again. The cheetah, caught off guard, fell to the ground while the other cheetahs froze, watching the surprising turn of events. Realizing this was no ordinary prey, they backed away. The injured cheetah could only watch as the gazelle sprinted to freedom, most likely hurt by the gazelle's sharp horns. In the wild, every hunt can end in triumph or disaster. For this group of cheetahs, it ended in complete failure. In another tense encounter, it wasn't speed that decided the outcome, it was venom. Cats, driven by their hunting instincts, are naturally skilled at fighting snakes. They often use their agility and lightning-fast reflexes to dodge strikes, circling their prey while looking for an opening. Using quick paw swipes, bites, and even intimidation tactics like hissing and puffing up their fur, they can overwhelm a snake and go for the head. But no matter how skilled, a single bite from a venomous snake can be deadly. One cat learned this lesson the hard way. Confident in its abilities, it approached a snake and struck with its paw, trying to pin it down. For a moment, it seemed like the fight was under control. But the snake stayed still, waiting for the perfect moment to strike back. As the cat lunged again, the snake exploded into action with lightning speed, landing a venomous bite right on the cat's face. At first, the cat seemed fine, but within a minute, the effects began to show. Its steps became unsteady, its paws weakened, and foam started dripping from its mouth. The venom was spreading fast. The cat retreated, wounded and defeated, its overconfidence having cost it dearly.